couple of days ago was supposed to be IASAS weekend, but due to some unusual circumstances, we were left looking at this event through Snapchat memories from last year's Super IASAS. I know a lot of people were really looking forward to this event, especially our seniors. So in lieu of all the negativity going around from what's happening now, I just decided to ask our fellow seniors, coaches, and parents about the positive impacts IASAS has had on their life. So let's get going. What has been your best coaching moment during IASAS?
We were playing SAS. They'd not conceded a goal during pre-I or during the tournament so far, and there was this big sense of invincibility around them. We managed to score a goal, and at half-time what I said to the girls was, I used a quote from Predator, the movie, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he says, "If it bleeds, we can kill it." And I think that really resonated, and I just saw the girls go out in the second half and really give it everything after hearing that.
2016, it was a great year. I coached a great group of guys. They set the standard as far as training on a regular basis and training outside of the regular season so they could come in and dominate, and they did exactly that. It was a great season. We finished with a second place. We were on the heels of SAS, and nobody saw us coming that year. It was great, and we've been on a roll ever since.
What is your best memory at IASAS? Probably with the team when we finished our last race, so we headed up to the math hallway. So we watched the soccer boys play while blasting like throwback music and just dancing, and it was just really nice.
It was the 100th year and it was Super IASAS, and I was so ecstatic by the amount of support we had, because it was not only the parents that came to the games or to the pitch, but as well as my friends that I see in my class, and as well as the teachers, who I work with. And it's just nice to see people in a different setting, and it was so not only touching, but it was also great to see everyone unified and to support one sort of cause.
I'd have to admit it's getting the gold, getting medals. Obviously, you don't get the gold or you don't get the medal all the time. So part of the fun, I think, is when you came there, you weren't the strongest, but you'd see how they really worked so hard, and they go way beyond what you expected. They overcame any adversity, and you really see the difference.
If you could tell your future self about how we wouldn't have IASAS this year, what would you tell yourself back then?
I would definitely say to myself to just not care about my nerves and not care what anyone thinks, and just give my 100% and just have fun, right? Because it's like my last time playing. Yeah.
To cherish every single moment, because it was basically like you'll only experience it once in your lifetime, and you only really have one high school career. It really is one of a kind, and you should just experience it, whether it's good or bad. It always should be a memorable experience.
If you were to know the circumstances of IASAS this year, what would you have done differently last year?
I would go back and I would swat that pesky mosquito that denied our amazing captain, Jasmine Ralph, a chance to play at IASAS. And unfortunately this year, COVID has stolen that from many more girls.
What are the life lessons or important things you've learned from IASAS?
Is how to deal with pressure, and especially in those really important games, how to disregard the pressure and just be consistent in my skill.
It also taught me a lot about how important relationships are with your teammates and the people that you play with or work with. If you have that synergy and you have that really good environment around you, you're gonna perform really well. And I'm just so thankful that I had an amazing team and family.
What would you tell your graduating athletes this year who weren't able to have IASAS?
The same thing that I tell them every season. You need to treat every race as if it's your last race. And the same thing can be applied to life, folks. You need to treat every day as if it's your last day. Unfortunately, you're young and you have more time ahead of you, but you don't get those days back. When you go out there and you set your mind to do something, do it. There is no tomorrow in some cases.
So obviously talking about IASAS is always difficult. There is a bigger picture. So many people are going through so much more, and we just have to remember that there's something that's being asked of us. The future is big. It might not be IASAS, but I'm sure later on this is just going to be something that you will remember, something that would probably have a bigger impact than the IASAS itself. And knowing that, you know, in the future, there's so much more you can do.
Look for the silver linings, I guess, and focus on the things you can focus on, the things that are in your control. And although it's sad, try not to dwell on it too much so it brings you down. Keep smiling, keep singing. That was my answer to everything.